also talk. But the one thing that Bill and Peggy have always been is encouraging and teaching. And those are just a few things. You know, we've always learned that beginning well is a momentary thing, but finishing well is a lifelong thing. And we want to ask you, you know, what legacy did your grandparents leave you, and what legacy are you going to leave for your children?
Fantastic. You know, we are more excited now in this business and what we're seeing happen than we've ever been before. You know, Leslie's right. There are no emergencies. And Bill also said this late one night, in all things, give thanks. In all things. And, you know, I remember a story. We had one of our people downline had a group that was, they had been really working hard, and they, maybe 2 or 3 years, they were coming up on 4,000 PV, and they missed it by like 50 PV. I remember the guy's wife would not write him the check because he didn't reach 4,000, and the couple was so discouraged they left. Bill's always encouraged to reach down and look at people where they are, how hard they've tried. Are they in the system? Are they coming to things? Are they doing their best? And Bill always bent over backwards to serve people. A month or two ago, she's so sweet, she's so nice, and we are on the BWW Brit worldwide team, founded by Bill and Peggy Britt. And we are so loyal to Peggy that anything she needs, whatever, any hour of the night, every one of us, every one of the leaders you saw would be on an airplane, would be in a car to help Peggy Britt out. And we are with her for life, because to us, loyalty means a lot. You know, Conti, Bill always talked about Conti and Kumar and Manipal and the guys that one of the traits of the people from India is how much they love their parents and how much they take care of them, how they get on airplanes and fly back, the amount of money they spend to honor their parents and to listen to them. And that's one of the great things that we've been able to have. I had a chance to spend time with Rich DeVos at his house for dinner, with Jay Van Andel at Peter Island. I've had many times with Dexter Yeager, a beer truck driver who after 3 years was at like 600 or 700 PV and thinking about quitting, but he didn't quit. Look, you're all going to get knocked down because you're a business owner. I don't care if you buy a franchise or you open a hardware store. It is not going to be easy sailing. That's why not that many people really put in the effort in the free enterprise system. But we believe in capitalism. But we also believe in this. We think capitalism is a beautiful word, but Rich DeVos wrote a book years ago called Compassionate Capitalism, which means that as God blesses you with what comes in, then you turn around with your blessings and you bless other people who are less fortunate. Rich and Jay have done it. I've seen Dexter do it. Bill gave millions of dollars to people in need. BWW Charity is doing the same thing. And so that's part of the and I look at all these leaders, and I've heard their talks, and I've not only have I heard their talks, I've seen their walks, what they do off the stage. A lot of you haven't been around 47 years, and I've seen people get on stage and jump all around and say all this stuff, and then when they get off the stage, they're not the same person. Teaching us and passing on his wisdom, he says, stay together because you can all help each other. And I know that's so true. I mean, I love it when guys in my downline, in my group, my friends, get a chance to hear Kumar speak, or Sugit, or Manipal, or anybody speak, Tissa, whoever speaks. I know they're getting truth. And when they hear Angelo, they hear Ray, I'm just excited. And I did not build my group by myself. Many of you know that, some of you know anyway, that I played on sports teams. And the key word is team. And when I was at a little tiny high school, I had 54 people in my senior class, but we never lost a football game. Honestly, from the 8th grade through my senior year, we never lost. But that was the team. It wasn't because of me. There were better athletes on that high school team than I was, okay? But we set records that they're still talking about 50 years later. When I went to the University of North Carolina, they had but 3 winning seasons in 17 years, but they had a leader named Bill Dooley who was very much like Bill Britt, very much. And he took a program and built a dream and told us what we could do. And he turned around and we went to 2 bowl games after a complete drought for years. And we're the first team to ever win an ACC title outright. And then there were a bowl team after bowl team. But the key was there was a leader, but then there were people who wanted to be on the team. And there were not people who wanted to be showboats. I played with a guy that was first team All-American named Don McCauley, the most humble, lovable person you would ever meet. And to this day, 50 years later, he is the same person with all the accolades, all the wealth, all the things that have been given to him. He's never changed. You know what I love about Conti? Conti's never changed. As big as this worldwide organization is, he and Lotta are always reaching out, taking pictures of people, sending messages, congratulating on grandchildren. They've got hearts for people. And for a lot of you, I want you to understand, y'all are young, and there's a go-go thing about business. And then you get on the internet, and you're doing all these fast-paced things, but never forget, you're in a people business. People need to know that you care about them. And you're not going to be perfect. We are certainly not perfect. And even Amway. I mean, there's so many things that Amway has tried to do, and we've been very patient because, hey, that's okay. We keep moving on because we know they're going to do something even better. Same with BWW. When Bill formed BWW and started the team, he said, let's make this as simple as we can to serve people, and that's what we're trying to do, and we're going to do it. We're going to get it done for all you guys, but we're proud of you. I love being an entrepreneur. I love being different. My relatives still haven't figured me out. That's okay. I haven't figured them out, quite simply. I mean, how in the world could you look at this and not do it, okay? But anyway, I digress. I know people are different, but really, this thing is so phenomenal. I kept looking at it back in 1974 going, wait a minute, you just do this amount of product and you show the plan, basically. That's the rudiments of it, yes. I was with a Crown Dan Williams, and he just had tears in his eye because I was going to speak in Guam on the other side of Hawaii, 6 hours by air. He said, he had tears, just tell them to keep it simple. It's you do a small amount of product. Yeah, we do that because we got great products. And then you have the courage to show it, and then watch what happens. We never know. I don't know who's out there. I don't know who's going to do it. Ray Youngblood, one of my buddies, part of the legacy, says you go put a deposit in this bank, but then you make a withdrawal in a city over here that you didn't think anything was happening. It's happened for every leader you're going to hear this weekend, but they stayed steady. You can too. Hey, Bill said have fun. Bill loved to eat, and he loved good music. He loved to dance. He loved to pat people on the back, and he loved to lead by example. He was never critical. He'd always slap you on the shoulder and tell you could do it, and he believed in everybody. And if you left, it's okay, because he kept going because he and Peggy had a dream, and their dreams have come true. How many people have they affected because they didn't quit? Remember, Bill was 0 for 16 or 0 for 18 when he got started. Nobody got in. And then he listened to his upline. Then he duplicated what Dexter was doing, and then he took off. Once you decide, your business will take off too. You got great leadership, the best in the world. You got the best system, and you got the greatest corporation with Amway and with their products. Believe in yourself. Don't let people at work or a neighbor or one comment stop you. I've had so many people that said things in the early days that felt like a dagger. But now that, and I'm so thankful to the good Lord that I didn't quit back then, because I would listen to a speaker. I would open up a book for 10 minutes, and it would keep me alive to talk to the next person. And I've had so many more people tell me no than yes. People who signed up. I had one guy who's going to pass Bill Britt, and he was gone the next day. So we've got a lot of funny stories, but the great stories. But trust me on this. You have made the right decision. You are with the right team at the right time right now. So, again, we're just proud to be in business with you. You're part of a great legacy from the Wayne Martins and the Bill Britts and the Al Fratantonos and the Runzi Valerios, all the guys who paved the road before all of us and who were loyal and who stood for things that were integrity and team. So I've always loved being on a team. I've never really starred on a team, but I have had great success being on my high school team, my college team, and the Britt Worldwide team. It's been awesome. So we love you. God bless every one of you. Have a great weekend. This is like the 440. The first, Rich and Jay rounded the track first. They passed the torch to Dexter. Dexter rounded the track. He gave it to Bill, and we're giving it to you. Okay, love you guys. God bless you. Have a great weekend.
But we choose, it's a choice, right? See, we come from a culture, most of us, at least I'm assuming people are viewing from middle class culture. My parents, they worked hard just to come from a village to a big city in India, right? So did your parents. And they were very encouraging, they gave us a great environment, but we never heard any talks about them investing in themselves. At least in terms of mindset, They did not talk to us about that.
Wow, what a commercial. What do you think, Prakash?
I know, it's crazy. There's actually quite a few of them on that commercial. I know them, man. These are all like,
I know, right?
Fired up.
I know.
People sold out to the business. You can look at these guys and they're all real people who have real lives, but they sold out to the BWW system. They sold out to Amway.
Amazing.
They're all in,
I know, that's the thing, hashtag all in, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what do you think of Paul and Leslie's
Oh
talk?
my God, just see, I'm getting this messages after messages, man.
Huh.
They're legend in the business, but I just, just one of the thing which I read from one of the folks says, beginning well is momentary thing, but finishing well is a lifelong thing.
Wow, finishing
Bipin,
well.
Yeah, Bipin from Figurado team.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
there's so many messages. See, I'm not able to cope up with that. Then there's a message from Amit from Cheda team from Phoenix, Arizona. He says, everyone knew that this business does not work. We were just stupid enough to believe that it did. That was Will Britt.
Yeah, wow.
So,
can you
that's-
believe this? Dexter Yeager was 600 PB for 3 years.
Wow.
Right? And today, what kind of
Look at
business does Dexter have, right? Sometimes people
Amazing.
underestimate what they can do in the long run,
I
but they
know.
overestimate what they can do in the short run, right?
Man, that's so true. That's so true.
Such.
And then there's somebody send a message that no one is bad as you think they are, or no one is as good as you think they are.
Once more. Say it
Yeah,
again, man.
No
This
one
is
is
good.
as bad as you think they are, and no one is as good as you think they are. That's profound,
Powerful. And
Right?
how about this one? In all things, give thanks.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? We never learned all these things before this business, right? What do you think, Prakash?
Never, man.
Yeah?
Come on.
There's nothing to give. We were only taking, right?
I was taught engineering, how
I
to
know.
get a job,
I
right?
know,
And
I know.
here we are in a business where you're dealing with people impacting lives.
I
You're
know.
part of the BWW system. It's
Absolutely.
awesome. It's just awesome. What a
Absolutely.
privilege.
I know. It's so great to be part of that,
Ready for the next?
Oh, yes. I'm personally ready, because I call them, Priya and I, we call them our running buddies, Nick and Steph. Look, they came from nowhere. I remember Nick. Of course, he remembered the same way, we started the business, but on the beginning days and how they exploded,
Yes.
the whole Milwaukee team. We are so proud of each and every leader in their team. But Nick and Steph has a very special place in our heart.
Yeah. In fact, I feel like when you look at them, you feel like somebody that's young.
Yeah.
Being young is not an excuse. I mean, look at the people. Everybody's fired up. They're excited. It's all leadership at the end of the day.
True.
And I think we're very proud of this couple, man, for
Absolutely.
what they are. So I think they made a talk called "Tough Times Don't Last, but Tough People Do."
Yeah.
And the message is in the title.
Oh, so true. So true.
Right? The message is in the
Yeah,
title.
we love the story. We still refer back to those story, man. This is truly a game changer couple, It's truly an
Yes.
amazing. They're going crown, we know that,
I
right?
know,
They're moving
I
on in a
know.
big way.
I know.
And very excited. So,
But
what do you
they're
think?
such asset to the BWW system.
Oh, yes.
Such an asset to the
Yes.
BWW team. So with that, I think let's bring it up.
Oh, yes.
Bring them up. Not new, but diamonds.
Moving on. Nick and Stephanie Milwaukee.
Boom! What is up, Gala team? Nick and Steph Milwaukee here. I'm pumped. I'm excited, as you probably can tell. And I'm excited for this entire weekend. We're here in the Brit office, and we're excited to share with you. We have a limited amount of time. We're going to hop right into it. I'm pumped. I'm excited. Stephanie's excited. You're excited?
Oh, I'm super excited.
Boom, baby. So here she is, my amazing wife, Stephanie Milwaukee.
Well, hi, everyone. Again, this has been such a great weekend thus far, just from hearing from our leadership, getting to hear that welcome address from Paul and Leslie Miller. I'm still kind of like a fangirl. You guys know what that means because we got to hang out with Paul and Leslie for a little bit. They know who we are. They've known us for a long time as the 8-year Emeralds, but now they recognize that we're actual people and they know our name, and that's super exciting. And I can't put a finger to you how special this weekend is for us, even though it hasn't even truly gotten started yet. And I hope you feel that from home. I know sometimes when we live in this virtual world, it is very hard to get that feeling, to be able to feel what everybody else is feeling, or to get that personal touch. But I believe that you're in charge of whatever environment you are. You're in charge of whatever you create. You do that right now. Babysitter and do what function, but be presently here. And Nick and I, as he mentioned, we're Nick and Stephanie Milwaukee. For those new people that don't know us, we're 30-something years old. 30. Nick is 30. I just turned 31 years old. Very excited to be in this LOS. Our upline diamonds are Kankan and Simina Bhattacharya, all the way to Kumar and Anjali, Ganti and Latagala, and the Brits. We're just so excited for this LOS, Madhucheda and the Reddys. But we're going to be talking to you guys specifically about why Nick and I, chose to build this business as 19-year-old college students. And when I first heard that we were going to speak about that, the first thing that came to mind was, why did I get in? But I realized as I was writing down my notes that why you get in this business and why you build it can sometimes be two different things. And what does that mean? For me, I got in because I saw this as a way to make extra money. But I built this business, especially to the diamond level, because I saw it as a way to create financial legacy, how to create financial stability. I got in because I wanted to afford a vacation now and then. But then I built it because I wanted to have the lifestyle that didn't need vacations, because my life was a vacation itself. We got in because we wanted to pay for our own college tuition and pay off our college debt. But then we realized that we wanted to build it because we wanted to be able to pay generations upon generations after us any education expenses that they had. We built it in the beginning because we wanted to know, how big can our team be? How many people can we sponsor? But then we built it because we realized that we wanted to impact lives, and we want to know, how many lives can we touch? How many people can we go out there and reach? And the reason why I say this is because a lot of the times when you get started in this business, it's very easy to think that the shallow or the entry reasons that you got in are going to sustain you for the journey. But in reality, there's a transformation that happens as you're reading, as you're growing, as you're associating, that allows you to go from very small desires, small whys to big dreams. And don't be afraid of that. Dive into that. And your life is going to change. Nick and I were 19-year-olds when we saw this business. We're a lot older than that now. And we know our seasons in life have changed so much. Not Nick wants me to stress, not that much older. But our seasons have changed, and so have our reasons. If anything, they've gotten stronger. And you have to really think about that. As a new fiscal year comes up, it's really important more than ever to take this moment after this weekend. I don't care if you're new or if you're a veteran in this business, sit down and write down, why are you building this? Why do you want to move on in this business? Why do you have a goal? Because if you don't have that in the forefront, anything can shake your tree. Nick and I have faced tough times in life. A lot of you guys have heard our stories. We've had situations, this country is facing tough times. But every time that anything crazy happens, we always go back to what we call we go back to the canvas. And we start to write down, why are we doing this? Why do we wake up every single morning? What's our purpose? And that keeps us going. I'll give you 2 reasons why we've chosen to build the business, and I'll give it to Nick because he has a lot to cover. But the first reason why we chose to build this business, really build it, is because we believe that this is the best opportunity for you to be able to write your own story, to be able to recreate your life. Nobody in this business asks you where you come from except for you to be able to relate to people and connect. Going. We were 19 years old. We come from very broken homes. We were college students. We did not know where we were going. In every sense of the word broke, that was us. But not once did Amway, BWW, or Upline ask us for what our creed was, what our gender was, what our socioeconomic status was, to give us our PV checks or to pay us. That never happened. We had an opportunity in this business to actually win, not the opportunity that you hear outside in the world. Oh yeah, no, this is actual opportunity to be able to do what you have to do and change the story of your life. 2 broke college students, broken homes. Now we have a beautiful family. We have our 2-year-old son. We take care of our parents. We take care of our kid. And the best part of it all is that we have been able to change what it means to be a Milwaukee from us down. We have broken some big curses of poverty with us. And the second reason, and I'll wrap up with this, is leadership. From the moment that I saw this business, I got in because I thought the people were really nice and I thought they were really sweet. But I built this because I realized the people in this business are leaders. They stand for something. They have values. They have principles. Just from the Brit staff, I pray that all of you get to come to the Brit studio and just be with them. The pride that they have in what Bill and Peggy Brit have created, the pride that they have in what they do, that's leadership. That's values. To the diamond leaders, to the leaders in Brit Worldwide, but to the MOC, people whose words match their actions. They're loyal. They have principles. They have values, even when it's inconvenient. Because in this day and age, a lot of people can be very conveniently loyal. But it's when it's inconvenient that you show your true loyalty. And that's what I saw in this leadership. And that's why Nick and I, not only did we choose to build this business, but we're going to keep building it all the way to Crown Ambassador. And with that, here's Nick Milwaukee.
Dang, that was good. Wow. How do I follow that up? So I have a couple minutes just to have a quick conversation with y'all. So where do I start? Why I got in, why I saw this opportunity, why I got in, and why I built it are 2 completely separate, different reasons. And before we really talk about why, I think it's incredibly important to speak about what it is that we do, especially for new IBOs, because sometimes it can get very complicated. And Bill Britt has always said, this business is very simple. We get compensated and paid to market Amway products. First, through our website, we consume the product so that we can talk about the product and experience the product. But obviously, we sell the product to clients and customers. We build a team of people that are also marketing the products and services. And you, as an upline, would get compensated for the business that your team brings, as long as you have the proper structure, et cetera. So, it's what's amazing about the Amway business is that it can help you hit whatever you would like to accomplish, no matter how big or how small your goals might be. And I think it's quite amazing if you really think about that. And as Stephanie mentioned, doesn't matter whatever background you come from. You could be black, white, yellow, purple, red, whatever. You could be male, female. And I really do believe, I've seen and tons of different opportunities to make generate income. but nothing really does beat the Amway business. Amway, by far, is the best business opportunity in the world, by far. Now, what's fascinating to me, this is something I'll take you guys on a journey, okay? What's fascinating to me is I got in for just the same thing as Bill Britt, money. And chances are you got in because you wanted to generate some additional income and diversify your income. And heck, if you want to make a couple $100, a couple $1,000, whatever might be the case. But what's fascinating to me is that as amazing of a business model it really is, there's so much more when you really truly experience the business. You know, I mean, dude, who wouldn't want finances? Okay, I got in, I just wanted money. When you come from the hood, and I don't know if that's the type of whatever lingo you're supposed to be using, but when you come from the hood, there's lots of different other ways to make income and money, and I just didn't want to struggle. You know, my mom has 2 bachelors, 4 masters, and PhD. She came from the Philippines to the United States of America, the best country in the world. And it's not perfect by no stretch of imagination, but it is by far the best country in the world for a specific reason. Left family and everything, made promises to come over here. And she had 2 full-time jobs. She woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, came back home at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night to do that 5 days out of the week. And I just didn't want to struggle, okay? Same thing with Stephanie and her family. We didn't want to struggle. We got in because we wanted bread. I mean, as superficial as that is, that's why I got in. Now, I came and I started to experience everything, just like you as a brand new IBO, you're experiencing everything, you know? The whole process of building a business, showing the presentation and going through the nose and impact, whatever might be the case. You're going through the journey of being an Amway independent business owner. For me, I'll speak to you about my experience and you might relate to it, but I felt thing about this business. I truly believe that the worst day of building the Amway business is better than the best day at any job that you can possibly imagine. And again, that might not be the politically correct thing to say, but that's just my heart and that's my experience. And let me explain the reason why. I came into meetings and I saw the association and I met you guys, and I'm talking about you. When I had the opportunity to meet quality people, an association of winners, I mean, I felt like I was a champion even at 18, 19. And to be a champion wants to be surrounded by other champions. People who are striving to be better. People who are talking about positivity. I'm not interested in what's happening in the news 24/7. I'm not interested in the who got shot and the gossip, what's happening here, what's happening on sitcom. I wanted to speak about significance. I wanted to be significant. And the association was about a cause. And I couldn't put my hand on it. But for like 30, 50, 60, 90 days, I did not know why I loved the people so much. They were so positive, it bothered me. I would come and try to look for some form of negative. Say, hey, how are you? They would say, awesome. Awesome? Fired up, man. Fired up? What's there to be fired up? The economy is tanking. This is happening. That's happening. What is there to be fired up about? But they're just so positive. And it was so refreshing. I saw my upline so into me, and I knew the price at every single one of my upline, from my sponsor to my upline platinum to my upline diamond. They invested and they poured their life into me. They committed and they believed in me even when others did not believe in me. My friends who were there for me through thick and thin, which I thought being there for me through thick and thin was being there for me when I was drunk and high out of my mind. But in all actuality, when push comes to shove, the superficial things didn't matter as much as the fact that I had people, men of significance, like a Kankan Bhattacharya, a Shivram Kumar, actually people I could look up to and be a role model. They were there and they believed in me and they instilled life into me. And when I was down and out, I knew 2 things for a fact. Life is unpredictable, but 2 things that were predictable. Number 1 was I had an upline that was going to believe in me no matter what. And number 2, they were always going to grow and be a great example. Everything else was unpredictable, but I knew that I had 2 men I could really count on. And I fell in love with my upline because they were committed to me. And then where everything shifted for me, my first 90 days in business, everything shifted was when I went to my first major convention. And I want to talk to a lot of you new folks. A lot of you guys just got started in business during the pandemic, and God bless you. You should go to all the webinars, you should, because that's the best thing we got right now. You should go to all the Zoom calls, you should. You should go to all of that. But I cannot wait. I cannot wait until you have the opportunity of experiencing a major convention live. That is going to be so spectacular and so special. How do I explain the first time I walked in, double doors, we were in Richmond Coliseum at the time. There was like, what, 10, 15,000 people? Doors open, I walked in, that was it. After 90 days of upline sewing into me, after all the no's, after overcoming after reading the books, listening to talks and everything like that, I walked in, I said, I'm, as a 19-year-old, someone who was lost, did not know what they needed, wanted to do in college. I was taking all these courses. I had no idea what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I walked into that conference. I said, this is what I'm doing to the day that I die. I love this business. It was a free enterprise day, and I saw the man, the myth, the legend, Conti and Lotta Gala, the couple, the best of the best, get recognized as double diamonds. I saw a sea of people in Richmond College. I'm talking about nosebleed section. You could probably touch the roof of the Coliseum. I saw them figure out a way to come all the way down. I was sitting in section 2L, and they just wanted to be as close as possible to Conti Lotta getting recognized to Rocky music. That FED changed my life. I got in for the money. I stayed in because of the people. But I'll tell you what, that is when I realized the cause. I heard my upline always talk about that true success, and I was chasing money. I needed money. In the hood, what you need money. I went to college, not because I enjoyed all the curriculums and all sort of stuff, money. So my whole life chasing money made the world go round, for me at least. And then I hear, money is not that important. True success is measured by how many lives are better off because you've lived. Hear me out, please, stay with me. I think about that quote even to this day. Money is just an indicator as to how many people you've served. But true success is how many lives are better off because you've lived. And that shook me. And I saw the sea of people run right over to Conti getting recognized as a brand new double diamond. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, that man is successful because he's instilling hope into others. Yes, the money is there. I mean, dude, there's so much money. I mean, the average income in Amway is like $200 a month, so let's just make sure we're there. You can make as little amount of money if you want. The money is all there available. There's no cap to this. But it's still, that's not what's important. What's important is the fact, check the way that you build, the way that, from my experience, the way that I've built the business is, and I teach my people, you have to earn leadership. You have to build yourself up. So here's some books. Read these books. Listen to these talks, come to these associations. And I found out, and I'll speak from experience and people on my team, that we became better men, we became better women, we became better sons to our parents, better daughters to our parents. I become a better brother-in-law, a better son. I become a better father. I didn't have a father figure before I got into this business. Now I can look upline. I have some amazing men. I can emulate myself as a man and as a husband to my amazing wife, an amazing father to my son. I look at all of that. I better myself so that I can lead others. And when you better yourself to lead others, you know what's crazy? You tell them, hey, listen, you want what I have? Cool. Better yourself to lead others. Here's some books that are optional. Here's some talks that are optional. Here's some come to these association, all optional. But watch what happens. Trust me, you've been in business for like 30 days. Your life is completely changed. You can never go back really completely. Your brain, everything is all changed. And that was that. I love that idea. It's a business of people helping other people. I got in for the money. I stayed in because of the people, but I built it for the cause. And that fired me up. I want to instill belief. So you know what? There was pin recognitions happening. And I feel like that's one of the most important parts of any type of bigger event is when we get to recognize new success. You know why? Because it shows the team is working. There's hope. And you know what? Someone else is seeing that, and that instills hope into them. I went 1,000 PV because we call it the believer spin. So because I believe, but I knew someone else also believed. And I love that idea that I can show someone else that they can do it. I went 2,500 for someone to believe. I went 4,000 so people can believe. Some of y'all believe I went 7,500 for the brand. I mean, the PV checks will take, don't get me wrong. I went 7,500 because I wanted to show my downline they can do it. I wanted to show my cross line that I loved, my running buddies. Listen, we're out here together, man. I did it, you can do it. We went emerald, we went diamond so that we can just impact other people. to show them that it's possible. And yes, got in for the money, stayed in for the people, but I built it for that, the cause. I built it for that, and let me tell you what, Stephanie mentioned that, I'm still building it. We're still building this. Why? Stephanie, don't do this to me, Steph, okay? We continue to build this because it's the right thing to do. We build it because we need to pay it back, pay it forward. You know, my amazing upline always taught me, I remember I took a Kunkin, we went out to Hawaii, and it was this beautiful ocean. My God, y'all should go to Diamond Club, it's spectacular. I said, Kunkin, I started listing all these things that he did for me and my family, and we were out there. We also had a dinner with Kumar and Anjali, and we're out by the water. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, how can I pay you guys back for all of this? And you know what Kunkin Kumar told me? The way that you pay it back is by paying it forward. And that's what we're doing today. How can I stop building this? You know, someone asked me, I had a prospect ask me, hey, you ever thought about doing other things other than Amway? I'm like, no, I love everything about this. I build it for the next wave, the next generation of leaders. I build it for my upline. I build it for my family. You should build it for your family. You should build it to give thanks, because the best way that I can give thanks to my upline, to continue Bill Britt's legacy, the best way that I can give deserves it. You as small as you'd like. If you want to make a couple $100, go ahead. But for those of you who really get it, we need you to grow this to the highest level that you possibly can. God bless you. We love you. Have a great weekend.
Wow, Prakash, what do you think about this talk, man?
Yeah, Nick is on fire.
Look at that.
We told her. I mean, we knew it was going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah, it happened, right?
Yeah, it happened. It happened.
This couple's on fire.
Absolutely. So,
You know,
what do you think? Some of the takeaways, right?
I mean, the one that stood out really was the worst day building the Amway business is better than the best day at work. You know, repeat once more, right?
Yeah.
The worst day building the Amway business is better than the best day at work.
Absolutely.
Right? And another one that stood out is transformation of desire will keep you going.
Mm-hmm.
That's a deep one. Transformation
Absolutely.
of desire can keep
Deep,
you going.
right.
Yeah, that's deep.
Right?
How about you? What are some takeaways?
Yeah, some of the things. Jayashree from Plano, Texas writes, in this day and age, people are conveniently loyal. When it is inconvenient, your true loyalty is revealed. I think that's profound.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie said that. That was profound. I believe that was very profound, right?
Yes.
Then, of course, you talked about the worst day. Now, anything you do is everything you do. That's Nick says. That was powerful, right?
Anything you do is everything you do.
Henry Praise from Niwoki's team. Then there's something very profound. I just read it, you know. This is an opportunity to write your own story and recreate your life. Now, you know, I truly believe that, you know, when I look back, right, what do you think, right, Prakash, where we would be without this business?
I'd be in a cubicle, typing away,
Yeah.
Happily.
Abs-
Because ignorance is bliss. I'd be
Yeah.
clueless.
I know.
Right?
Staring
Sometimes
at-
people say, I'm doing good. I said, yeah, you're doing good because you're clueless,
Doing good.
mate.
Yeah. People who are doing equal or worse than me. Then I felt good, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to feel good.
Yeah.
Find a loser.
Yeah. Now, and we know that we heard from Bill Britt many times that, right? Nick probably said that money is just an indicator. True success is how many people are better off because you lived.
Your real
Right.
influence.
That is a true influence.
Real influence. You look at some of the leaders in the BWW system,
Yeah.
and of course they've made money.
Yeah.
Without money, what's the point? But then they've also influenced people. They've really had an influence on other people.
True.
A positive influence.
True.
Right. I guess everybody has influence.
Right.
But the positive influence.
Right. And Kapil and Dipti from New Jersey says, got in for money but stayed in for people.
Mm.
I mean, we can pretty much relate to that, right, Prakash?
Yeah. Exactly.
We saw some circle, you know, this business, got in just to make money, but
The relationships.
man, yeah, the way our upline poured into us, we saw so many people, it was way more than money.
Yeah.
right?
The bond, right?
The bond. Yeah.
If you have a heart, you can feel it. It's like this. There is a upline. There's somebody that's pouring into your life. Of course, they want you to succeed, but they also they're doing everything from their side. I mean, this is so good, you know.
So true. So true. I think we can keep going. This was another phenomenal talk, right? I mean, they said, Jagan and Shobna from Atlanta says, champions always wanted
Out of it.
right?
BWW Gala team. Fortunate stage with these co-hosts of ours to talk about a very important topic, I believe, because it's talk about how Amway is actually different from the other opportunities to create income in this gig economy. But to start off, we are Ashwin and Kavya. We've actually been sponsored in this business by Kavya's parents, Kalyan and Jaya, and we're coached and mentored by Diamond, Saji, and Sushma Kumar, and we're part of the Ajmani team. By background, I'm actually from Mumbai, India. I got a chemical engineering undergraduate degree, got a triple MBA, and work as a vice president for an investment bank.
Yeah, and I studied computer science, and I work as IT project manager. And we're from Monroe, New Jersey.
Yep. And with that, help me welcome Wesley and Leah.
Oh, thank you, Ashwin and Kaya.
And we're also
Founders Amway.
About
my parents. Like passive income. So
at the same time, continue like maintain the house and working with people. For me, that's ongoing income, but at the same time, it's also the ongoing efforts as well.
Yeah, but we're actually also curious about, what are other type of traditional business that you guys have experience with? Because I heard, Gunvir and Hammond, you guys actually have, a hotel business, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. There was some amazing information shared by you guys, personal experience. That caused a lot this opportunity. You make it's about how you make and actually how long you can make the money, right?
Yes, but I would also like to add one thing. Unlike having a traditional business, I personally think that having a full-time traditional business and having a full-time job at the same time is impossible, right? Because I personally have not seen any full-time traditional business being run successfully at the same time having successful traditional job. I would say our business, we can do the business, we can have the full-time studies, full-time job at the same time, and using the unproductive time we can actually create an
And he did not have the of building his business. 8 days out of the month, he was actually traveling because that's the level of effort it takes. And he did not have someone guiding him on what to do, like we have in this business.
I also heard a lot about other investment platform as well. What's your thought about it?
Yes, Wesley, I have actually one quick example about it. Actually, there's a guy who got launched in our team about a couple of months back, and he actually lost about tens of thousands of dollars in some investment kind of opportunity. It's just that even if you have a lot of money invested there, it's not really a cash flow because until you sell it, right? Even if you have a lot of investments and there's not really your control over it. If you sell it and the prices go up, there's a problem, right? And if you don't sell it and the prices go down, you're again in depression. So the biggest problem with that is having no control over it. In fact, there can be somebody tweeting about a billionaire can tweet about this industry and can entirely shake your business, right? But that's what he saw. That's what that IPO saw when he saw the opportunity. Is that having control? Is that our business depends 100% on us?
Yeah,
right?
looks like in that you're always in depression. what you need to do in order to create that income, and there's someone who's done it that can actually guide you, which I think is phenomenal. But that was at that time, because that time a lot of investments and stuff. But I know nowadays there's a lot of other opportunities in terms of e-commerce. So I don't know if any of you guys have any knowledge or experience with any of those.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ashwin. Absolutely, yeah. Recently, there's a lot of them, and with family, friends, and people I see around, I see a lot of those. And the shortcomings I see with those kind of opportunities is that you're not able to build an asset. So it's just and you're not able to build a passive income. So it's an active income. So you can only make as much as you work, and just like our day jobs. The other thing I notice about those is, like beautifully you said it, it's unpredictable. So and you explained that. And the other shortcoming I also notice is that it's not scalable. So you're not able to build to or increase your network. Like, for example, in our Amway business, my wife and I do have a business across the States and even in Canada, even though we have never been to Canada. And that's the beauty of the Amway business.
The matter of fact, I used to work as an Uber driver for almost 2 years when I was a college student. And the income, the flexibility of it is good, but because this is also really unpredictable in terms of income as well, and then if you like driving Uber to make the income and you live in California, when it's traffic time, you probably don't earn much, at the same time, it's not a business. You cannot really build your own network.
I mean, you're right. And also to add to that, Wesley, a lot of these opportunities, whether it be, whether you're driving, whether it is that you're doing other e-commerce businesses, we don't have the control. If you're self-employed into those ventures, you don't have the control. And what I mean by that is, as Amway IBOs, we have the IBOAI board. They are not going to be just able to get up and change the compensation plan or the sales plan on us. Like, for example, there's a lot of social media influencers out there today, and they're highly dependent on the platform in which they're, working on to pay them a certain amount. And if they decide to just change on them, there's no control. I think the IBOAI board is a huge asset that we have with Amway.
Yeah, which allows the compensation structure to kind of be fixed, and they just can't change it.
Yeah.
That's good point of view, Kasia. But above all of those tangible things, I think we also have a lot of intangible things that we can actually earn through this mentorship as well. For me and Leah, we both joined the business when we were so young as college student, and self-development is actually one of the big things for us, like, because when you go to school, they don't teach you about life experience. They don't teach you about EQ and like self-esteem. I think that's just priceless, And at the same time, me and Leah, we both actually found each other through this business.
Yeah, so it's actually fortunate for us to be able to meet each other through this business. And, on top of that, having our uplines, Ali and Mecca, Sugit and Kajal as role models, to be able to look at and have that visualization that, hey, that's how we want to grow ourselves together so that we can build the business and build our life together and grow, in every phase of our life.
Yeah, the intangible that gives us in mentorship and coaching. When I start the business, I don't know the language English, and my coach Mr. Abdi said, you don't need English, you need ability. So mentorship is something that been there and done that, so that guide you where you want to go in life. So our coaches teach us how to live a better life rather than what to do. So because what to do, everyone can tell you, but better than life. So our coaches is absolutely, that's mentorship and coaching.
And to add on that, for example, the people skills. When I started a business, I had no business background, my wife and I. So you learn a lot of people skills through the business too.
So when I started this business, I was pretty young. I was 19 years old. I would like to share a little bit of story. I'm the only earning source for my family. I have my mom, my little brother and my sister, but it's me who's taking care of all the expenses since I was 19 years old, and even right now, and I'm in my early 20s. But you know what, through this mentorship, being connected to all those amazing mentors, who have experience from past years, being very successful there in their own ventures here in business, and build the business very successfully, by taking care of my ditto, by taking care of my personal education, by taking care of my life, and also building the security at the same time, right? So yes, that's all I would like to mention from my side.
Yeah, wonderful. And I think I have a completely another perspective on the intangibles that the Amway opportunity offers you, because I have the privilege of being a second generation, growing up in the business. My parents are platinums in the business. So growing up in the business, pretty much, I had access to the lifestyle, to see the lifestyle of all of the diamonds. I had access to, the PACE meetings that we do, the open meetings, and as a 10, 12, 13, 14-year-old kid, I got to understand positive thinking. I got to understand, looking ahead into the future, seeing a bright future, from early days. And, where my friends were worrying about what their life was going to look like, I was always happy and thinking my life is going to be great. And I think that's a huge asset that I got being around the system, because I just had a much better outlook in life. And I think that also made me attractive when I met with Ashwin, because he saw somebody who was always looking forward to great things and always happy. Right. So.
Yeah, that's so true. But for me, I think there's two main things. One is the 360-degree mentorship. But I think the greatest thing is that there's somebody who's always looking out for you. And that is phenomenal. And there's not just one person, because you have a whole line of sponsorship of people that all they're looking at is your best interest. And I think for us, that allows us just to go to sleep so much more peacefully, knowing that, we cannot make a mistake because there's somebody who's watching out for our blind spots and going to prevent us from making those mistakes that could hurt us. So that was it for me. But I really enjoyed. I think this was so good,
yeah,
and what an honor to have all of you have this chat with all of you. And I hope for all our viewers out there and our listeners, I hope you understand the opportunity that we have with the Amway business, and why this is something that you could actually build such a huge asset with and go so far with. So with that, I'd like to turn it back to our amazing hosts.
Bye, guys.
Wow. What a powerful panel, man. Look at these guys. Each one of them are different, but in a way they're all same. They're all fired up. They're all pursuing their dream. They're all excited. And now you know why Amway is different. It's different because it's different, right? We are attracting the quality people, and I just loved it. How many people loved it, right? We're seeing these messages come in. Keep sending those takeaways. If you read this message, you send that message at the number there at the bottom. You can see the number there. And but this is going to be an awesome. You can already feel it. I can feel it, man. It's buzzing. Everybody's fired up. So